just gave
like,
himself more soul too.
Like Dante has a lot of soul power, you know? I have seen Dante's current MP3 playlist on his iPod. The man
I never read this.
Hmm?
He's currently irradiated.
Oh.
That's probably not good.
Is irradiated in their souls. Oh.
I mean, I knew. I didn't realize that he's radioactive.
So much for kids.
Yeah, I guess that's over.
Yeah, you ain't having kids now, my dude. That's it. The potential for children is over.
Maybe that's why he just has zero interest in women most of the series.
Yeah, because you know. Okay, but he's irradiated. That just means like.
You saw what happened to Mary Jane.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that.
In a comic based on, I think, one of the different Spider-Man universes in Marvel, Mary Jane dies from cancer because she gets radiation or cancer from Peter Parker's cum.
Yeah, that happened. I'm not happy about it, mind you.
I don't know anybody who was. It does answer a question I have always morbidly wondered, but I never really needed an answer. It was just kind of like, wouldn't his cum be irradiated? Whatever.
Right.
It's comics.
Like nobody wants to know that, right?
Like,
but
for realsies, nobody actually does.
But there was somebody, I imagine some weirdo at the office who just wasn't doing any work and decided to look up the effects of like radioactive jizz. And decided like, hey, what if that was a plot point for one of our comic book characters?
Not just any comic book character. Why don't we do it for Spider-Man? Oh yeah, I guess he hasn't been doing much lately. You know, I'm sure he was at the time because he's always usually got some. Actually, I don't know. A lot of Spider-Verse is just my favorite.
Yeah,
I don't like comic Spider-Man nearly as much as like movie Spider-Man's usually, just because the comic Spider-Man gets really dumb and involves like clones eventually and.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Into the Spider-Verse, like, it can go into the clone territory if it wants to, just because I know it'll be done well. Usually the comics gets real dumb.
Yeah, and I think Into the Spider-Verse at least handled it in a good way. And also in sort of a way of being like, yeah, these are all different versions of Spider-Man.
Spider-Kid. I want spiders, man. So bad. In the next Spider-Verse. I know, I'd say there's no chance that'll happen. Spider-Man fucking Noir was in the first one, and he literally just kills people.
Yeah, no, he murders people. He does not give two shits. He's from like the noir movies, you know, those old classic black and those old classic drenched in darkness kind of movies. That motherfucker doesn't give a shit about human life. Also, unironically, one of my favorite roles Nick Cage has been in. He was perfect for that. Yeah.
What a casting! And John Mulaney as Spider-Pig was a good casting too, and. Like, there was not a bad casting choice in that entire fucking movie.
No, I walked away from that movie very surprised.
Oh.
Like, I guess I didn't really have any expectations going in. I will say one of my favorite moments still has to be the Doc Ock reveal.
Yeah.
She's like, and I'm going to watch every single second of it. And he's like, what was your name again?
That click, like, oh, this is this universe's
Olivia
Doc Ock.
Octavius. Don't they call you Doc Ock? No, my friends call me Liv. My enemies, they call me Doc Ock.
And then fucking on May goes, hey, Liv. And it's like, oh my god,
yeah.
they're friends.
Yeah, they're friends. They're friends, or they, yeah.
No, they definitely are friends. Like, this is definitely not a first. That was the, like, again with this shit, Liv.
Yeah,
Can you just stop?
Yeah, the way
stop
she
fighting my nephew.
Yeah, the way she said it was definitely a, oh god, you. I feel like Liv would probably be that friend who's like extra all the fucking time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, like you go out together and like shit pops off, and that's the friend who's like, you know, 0 to 150, and now you gotta scrap because she doesn't know how to fucking ease her tits. You know what I mean?
God.
You know, like
Look,
you trying to have a good time, and your fucking 0 to fucking 250 friend over here is fucking wild the fuck out. You already know she's expecting you to throw down with her.
Can I also just say I love how this is all inferred with a single fucking line?
Yeah,
you just get that vibe immediately, like, oh,
Yeah.
they are friends, but they have like, this is a, are you fucking serious?
This is a, oh no, not again.
I
think that would more imply that like Liv has probably destroyed Aunt May's house.
Oh, multiple times. She has been involved in this. She may not be like, she's probably never been the sole factor of it, because I feel like she'd probably try to avoid it. But if there's a good house throwing down going on, she's gonna be there. Why wouldn't she be? I mean, fuck, she's Doc Ock.
It's like, oh, fuck. God,
great, thanks for fucking up my house again.
Ugh. Thanks. Yo, you are still irradiated. I thought this would have been over by now.
No, this ain't,
And honestly, my wife said it best, and that was like, me and my wife kind of had the same thoughts, and it was just like, and this is gonna sound like rude. I don't know if it's gonna sound social justice-y or not, but you know what, man? I'm gonna say it anyways. I think it's great that they made Miles Morales in this movie so fucking good, because I think more kids need to see that.
No, I don't think. I think that's exactly the why representation's fucking important in media.
No, here's the thing though. It's important if it's done right.
That's the catch.
The problem.
That's the big fucking catch.
If you do it right, I have no issue, and they did it fantastic.
They did the work. I mean, they did better work than the original writers of it did.
Yeah.
Like,
when it's done right,
it's incredibly important, and it's done wrong.
When it's done right,
insulting.
I look at it and go. When it's done right, I look at it and go, yeah, I think that's great for kids. That's what kids like. I love the fact, especially for his character, that he does speak Spanish to his mother.
Yeah, like there is a lot of,
you know, because I went to school with a kid like that. Like, he grew up in like a half Spanish household. He was like part Puerto Rican.
Now it's just that normal. And it was just that normal. Like they just turn it on and off for mums.
Oh yeah, no, his mom would call him after school. He'd be jiving in fucking Spanish.
That's really like I imagine like it's like that is the perfect example of like, no, you guys did an amazing, like that's the good shit right there. Like that's the shit we need.
Yeah, they did it right. So, you know, I don't understand. I fail to understand how representation is such a weird equation for studios.
I don't know.
I genuinely don't understand what's so hard about writing a character, irregardless.
It's amazing how
of their
simple it
gender
is.
or skin color. I don't understand how you fuck this up. How a character being black could suddenly result in writing a worse character. I don't understand. I really don't.
And
then there's sometimes when they come up with shit and it's like, you had no brothers or sisters on this team.
It's amazing when you can just smell it sometimes. It's like, oh,
you did not have it. You did not have a single black person on this team.
Just like when you can tell there is not a single woman on the team, when it's like, oh, her supple breasts. It's like, you know, there is not a single woman who speaks like that, right?
Yeah, there's not a single bit of estrogen on this fucking team right now.
I guess it's less, you can smell when it's total bullshit, and you like, oh my god, what was it recently? Oh, Oh, was it J. Allen Brack or whatever the fuck that dickhead from Blizzard's name is? He posted about some, like, you Google feminists, and it's like she's the first one who pops up, so it's like, He did something really real stupid in
yeah, it was in his the corporate his like
date the fuck out of this, but I don't care.
To everybody about he sent to all of his staff about, you know,
Blizzard being a nightmare.
Yeah, how their company is on fire.
Right, I have to kill the head. Maybe. Okay.
Wow, okay. That was on reaction.
I did not want to be up here.
So, like, I find myself more times than not just like, like, look, I'm not a writer, you know, I don't write movies or nothing like that. I just don't believe it's that difficult to write a black person.
Well, I mean, it's this kind of funny thing where you just make people.
Yeah, you make people, that's the thing.
Hey.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
With your cursory knowledge of Nier stuff, I'm not gonna. I mean, people know if you played Automata, but to be vague. So, did you know Emil's gay?
Emil?
Emil, yeah, really has a huge crush on a character you haven't gotten to meet yet. You'll get to know the character I'm referring to. You know, but you know what's funny? It's just, it's not this big thing. It's just, yeah. He kind of gives you that like, oh, that's so cute. He says something very pointed in a game, and it's the cutest thing, and it's like stuff like that.
Okay.
And then there's
that's the thing. That's the thing. If you're done right, it doesn't
become the character's defining trait. It just it becomes that representation people need. Like I've seen that just
maybe
people
maybe that's the thing, man. Maybe the problem is it's not representation. It's the idea that people want to be able to tick off. I think this is more of they don't think people are smart enough to fucking pick up on shit, so they have to fucking make it their defining trait because they're worried that people just are that stupid.
And I mean, you know, you can have those like in-your-face characters too, because they do exist. Like there are people like that. That's just like that's how they are, and that's fine too. Like, but it's just
God, I remember this shit from Dark Souls 2. Fuck this. Fuck this.
It's just when it's every single, just Disney, just how Disney does it. There you go. That's really all you have to do is point at. Man, they really could easily slide a big slimy monster in front of that lady-on-lady kiss that's in the fucking Rise of the Skywalker. You could real easily block that one out. Instead of fucking Finn Poe.
Or, you know, doing my boy Finn so dirty.
God, Finn just...
Because, you know...
Hey, the actor, though, John Boyega, though, he is... I have never seen anybody put Disney on blast like that man has.
No, he had every fucking right to.
He was had.
You gon' tease me with the idea of a stormtrooper / force user, and then just hand it off to the bitch.
And the worst part is that's not even anything against Rey. It's just he had a far more interesting story that we haven't seen yet.
And of course she had to be related to somebody.
Dude, have you read that wasn't even confirmed until fucking like halfway through shooting, apparently.
Oh, what?
That was going to, apparently she was going to be a nobody, then she was going to be a Skywalker, and then they landed on Palpatine.
Of course they did.
So like they originally had, so I'm a Last Jedi enjoyer because it has its issues, but what it does right I think is far more important than what it does wrong. Like actually acknowledging the concept of the gray of the Force.
or you know, just somebody finally saying, "Hey guys, that whole
Fuck
balance
this shit.
force thing was kind of fucking stupid."
This is balls. Let's do something else. Like this, there's a better way. There has to be. We're literally space wizards.
I was telling my wife about this actually when we saw Last Jedi about like what I would have done with it. Cause I was like, there's so many other things you could have done with this that could have worked way better.
Right.
Cause like I'm watching it and I'm like, you know what would have made this even better? If like at some point, fucking Kylo and Ren just walk off the fucking field, right? Ren's like, look, we're both being manipulated here. It's like, fuck this.
Oh, that's what those are. Okay. So also, I'm going to tell you this. This is the worst boss in this game by like such a large margin. It's not even funny.
That big, huh?
It's this, like, I fucking hate this boss. It's dog shit. It's the worst boss in the franchise, debatably. And yes, I am including shit from Devil May Cry 2.
That's impressive.
It's just not a fun fight.
Cause it's like let it burn. They make this whole thing about let it burn, let the past die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. What a concept.
Yeah, like,
what a thing to explore.
But yet,
I feel like Rian Johnson had a plan he really wanted to do, and then Disney was like,
Not Disney's like, no, you're not.
No, we want our easy good versus evil story, and
like you are not about to present our audience with any kind of nuance.
And he was like, I was going to, but
we can't put nuance on a lunchbox.
It just feels too thrown away. Like, it doesn't. Like, it feels like I don't know if you've ever watched Knives Out. It's another movie he's made. It's fucking awesome. It is a great goddamn movie.
Like, there was stuff they could have done. They could. I mean, it doesn't help that Force Awakens literally didn't have anywhere to go. Like, yeah. Force Awakens was sort of a standalone film, but you could also make the argument that you know, the first Star Wars movie by itself was a standalone film.
Yeah,
right?
Honestly, if anything, in retrospect, it turns out to be a blessing that the Force Awakens can practically be taken on its own.
Yeah,
because the Force Awakens still fucking slaps.
Yeah,
like there is no debating that being a fun film to watch. Like it's nothing fancy, but it's just, it's fun. Yeah, that's fine.
Fun popcorn flick. It suddenly loses a lot of that funness when you have to now latch on the other two movies. The third one being the biggest train wreck, considering, because for what I've heard, when they were doing the last movie, they did a test screening, and that test screening went. They did like they had to do multiple recuts to that movie for test screenings.
I'm not surprised.
Because the first test screening had Rey curb stomp the Emperor. Like,
oh, that sounds sick.
Huh?
Like curb stomping as in literally stomp his head? Because like I'd be all about that. Let's get.
No, it wasn't even a fight.
That's
like it doesn't, like, it's not a fight. It's just she walks in, kills the Emperor, movie's over.
I don't know if that's worse or not in my mind. Because it's just bad. I mean, it's bad on the just from the word go.
Yeah, here's the thing. My wife was super apologetic towards the last Jedi, because when we saw that movie, she goes, all right, I'm not gonna judge this movie yet until the third one comes out, because I'm not gonna judge it until the third one, because in her mind she felt like
this was setting shit up.
Yeah, she felt like whatever this movie does, the last movie is either going to build on it and finish it, or at least justify the events of this one, which is a reasonable perspective to have.
It pretty much retcons the fucking movie.
Yeah, no, the third. I don't even think that she spent money to go see it.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie so violently like, no. The last movie doesn't matter. No, no. You look at me. I'm the captain.
That's because Disney really didn't. Wow. Okay, so this boss can just stop time.
Yeah.
That's not you doing this. I thought that was you doing this.
It's the boss.
Oh.
It's those red things. It's Quicksilver.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Ah, fuck it, Doc. I swear if I fucking can't get another hit on him, like get a stagger hit, specifically need to hit him in the face to knock him over. It doesn't sound like it should be that big of a problem, but as you can see... Oh, thank God!
You almost died, too.
I did. Like, I had to make a real decision that moment, and I'm glad I made the call I made. Because I think if I backed off, I would have gotten clipped.
You had to commit. Yeah, my wife saw the third movie and was like, you know, I was really thinking this third movie was going to fix, or at least justify the second one, but turns out they just retconned and just threw out everything. Just instantly threw it out the window. I'm like, good lord.
Fucking depressing. It's like, I think I really feel like there was other plans in place with The Last Jedi, and they very last minute had to get changed. It just feels too...
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you go through like multiple creative directors, an entirely different director entirely between a trio of movies. I mean, your shit's gonna be inconsistent because obviously Rian Johnson didn't have the same ideas as the other guy did.
JJ, oh god, no, JJ Abrams was making Star Trek Wars.
Yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't have been against that.
No.
I think that could have been good on its own merit. But again, when you have two different people who obviously have two very different opinions of a franchise, you end up with Devil May Cry and DMC Devil May Cry.
Yep. Exactly. Actually, literally. So,
it's like it's the same thing, kinda.
They're twins.
Oh no! Oh, you fucked up. Oh, you absolutely fucked up. Oh, you're gonna regret this.
You're not the one I faced before. But this smell, there are two of them. That excellent Sparta-head two sons.
Okay, that works. Like, they keep doing this shit. How does that work?
Very carefully.
Is his head...
Rule of cool, Reso!
Is his head
That's the creed of Devil May Cry!
Is his head held together until... Oh, no. Wait,
Son of a bitch stole my weapon!
Oh, he can get power-ups, too?
He killed him and took the weapon from me!
Oh. He can get power-ups, too?
He's sure be fighting like we do. He kills a character, he gets a weapon for killing the character.
Oh, that kill-stealing son of a bitch.
Right?
He did all the work.
I don't think he would have had to put in much work to... I think
what's more I think it's just more horrifying to imagine that the enemy gets the buffs and the power-up. It'd be the equivalent of, like, Proto Man and Mega Man getting the same boss power-ups as you could.